What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is James Duggan with IGN. I'm here with Eric Pope, the product manager of A City Sleeps at Harmonix.
That's right. I am the product manager for this game. This is one of a slew of new games that Harmonix is putting out this fall. Things sort of came together in a crazy way where we just put out a new Dance Central game for the Xbox One, Dance Central Spotlight. We are putting this out. It's coming out the 16th. And we've got Fantasia Music Evolved coming out on October 21st.
Very interesting.
So, it's sort of an interesting story at Harmonix right now where we have a ton of different teams working within the studio, almost operating as their own mini studios. So this game is a result of one of those teams, a very core, hard-working small team. What's really remarkable is everyone on the team is sort of, they are the pillar of their discipline. So we have one artist who's also the creative lead. So all the art that you see in the game, except for the backgrounds, which is done by another artist, is all in his own art style. We have one coder, we have one designer, one audio guy. So all the music you hear is by an artist named MQ. He's our sound designer, but also by the nature of the game that you'll see once I shut up and show you the game, the music design is the level design. Everything in the game is tied to music. So sort of a really remarkable job on his part to compose music at the same time as visualizing what it looks like in the end result in the game. So it's a really remarkable team. I'm really proud to have been a part of it with them. I'm a product manager. I don't do the coding. I don't really make the game. I do this. I come and show it to people, and I try to, get people excited.
So it's a veritable A-team. Not to say the rest of Harmonix isn't an A-team, but...
They're definitely like a Delta Force.
There you go.
To use a different, similar
Harmonix
reference.
Team 6. Is this Poe? Is this our beautiful protagonist, Poe, and her ghosts?
She's hanging out in her apartment right now.
Chilling.
So this is our main menu. Poe just sort of, wherever you are in the menu, she'll go to that room in her apartment.
I feel like the rent is probably pretty high.
So this is in the city of San Lo. It's a fictional near future city. Rent is probably pretty high. If you look at that skyline.
That's a nice view.
But she makes a good dollar. Her profession is a dream exorcist.
Oh, wow.
So she's from a clan called the Silk. They are a long line of dream exorcists. But in this alternate near future, that's sort of like you go to a therapist, right? You go to a dream exorcist she can dive into your nightmares and clean out the demons and all that sort of stuff.
Well, that's very comforting.
So it probably makes a good paycheck. But she wakes up one day and the entire city is asleep and they can't wake up. That's thus the title, A City Sleeps.
Indeed.
So she's specially equipped to deal with that. And to help her deal with that are these little floaties here in her cage. These are actually her ghost familiars. So we can dive in to check out the ghost garden. These are helpful in combat. They each have different properties, some offensive, some defensive. So you start out with a couple. And this blue one here is Anger. Anger is an offensive one. You'll see once we get into the game there are different outputs for them. I can show you that rather than preempting it here. And there's the Mercy Ghost, which heals you in combat. Very important. And I'm actually going to equip a third ghost. We can go through all of them if we wanted to, but I'm going to equip the Master Ghost. Master Ghost is a badass.
If we go back up to Anger, the blue one, correct? I really like that, there's some functional information here worked in telling you what it does, but there's some narrative tone interwoven.
Yes.
My first big catch and the biggest pain in my ass.
That's right.
These are her pets.
So there's sort of like, if this were a movie, this would sort of be like a noir.
Right.
Very noir-y. So
my first big
catch
from her and the biggest pain in my ass.
Exactly. You could picture it being she's like a smoky private investigator. But yeah, all these are from her perspective. Give a little narrative color where we can, because as you can see, it's about the combat. It's about the gameplay. So we're not showing you a ton of cutscenes. We just want you to get into the game. But where we could, we snuck in some narrative. Yeah.
For people who are hungry for some narrative.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's there.
So these are the three ghosts I'm going to equip. Again, Anger, which will help me attack. Mercy, which will help me heal myself. And Master, which will also help me attack. So I'm going to back.
And what are these triangles and squares? Does that represent idols?
So you'll see once we get into the game, you deploy the ghosts into what we call idols. There are two types of idols. There's the triangle and the square. The triangle is the fast. The square is the slow. That's at least our internal names for them. So they each have different outputs. So for instance, with the Master Ghost, if you put him into a triangle idol, that is going to give you what we call the Ghost Wire, which is super powerful. It basically creates a lightning tripwire that connects you to the idol. Anything in between you and the idol takes damage, a lot of damage. And then the slow square version is the Sniper. So based on your position again, it'll shoot a railgun between you and the idol.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So let's dive in, because I want this game to show itself rather than me just talking about it. We have unlocked all the levels, full disclosure, just to make things easier to show here. If you were playing this for the first time, you would be progressing through each dream. Every level's a different dream, and then we have all these different difficulties. We have the concepts, so Reverie...
And those are static based upon the level?
Yes.
Okay.
So Reverie is your easy, Lucid would be normal, and then we have these things called curses that throw a wrench into the gears.
Or a gear into the gears will be just as devastating.
So for example, the curse on this particular one is more enemy projectiles. So it gets harder. Then you get up to the Nightmare difficulty, and then Nightmare Cursed, which even some people on the team have not been able to finish these levels on Nightmare Cursed. For the sake of us giving a good demo, we're going to play on Lucid, which is the normal.
That sounds good to me.
So let's dive in. I will do my best to demo while playing, and then I think I'll hand it over to you so you can experience the game firsthand.
So it's worth noting that the character is not the hitbox, the green circle.
The green circle in her chest is where she takes damage. So this is Poe in combat. Her weapon is called Heartstrings. It's a Kodo sword that also happens to be a musical instrument. So what you're starting to hear behind my terrible voice, everything is tied to the music.
Your voice is beautiful.
Thank you. Everything's tied to the music in this game. So as these enemies spawn in, they are creating a layer on the soundtrack that builds the song. So I'm floating around. This is a twin stick shooter. I'm using both sticks on the controller. This game
there we have our first idol.
Harkens back to some classic twin stick shooters. Yes, so we have the idol. This is our first idol here. So you can slow down time using the right trigger, and you can select your equipped ghosts.
Anger.
Yeah, so we have Anger in right now. Anger's the blue one, so that's kind of a machine gun that's shooting the enemies.
Very offensive focused.
It is.
Ghost.
And as you can tell, because I'm talking and playing, my health not doing great, so I'm going to heal up. So I'm going to equip the Mercy Ghost here. So this shoots out little healing pellets. Now, the more hardcore folks that we hope will show up to play the game, because we made this for hardcore folks, will notice now that I've equipped the Mercy Ghost, if you look at my score,
minus 20%.
Minus 20% modifier for using the healing ghost. So yeah, it's definitely, for Harmonix, it's something new to do a very hardcore focused style of game. But it's something we wanted to do, and we felt it worked really well with this format tying it to music. A lot of the guys that worked on this team came from the Chroma project, which you might have heard of. Chroma was a first-person shooter that we put into alpha earlier this year. And they're applying a lot of the lessons we learned doing that game in terms of music and combat and what sort of headspace it takes as a player to tackle all those things.
So you just equipped the Master Ghost?
I did. I equipped the Master Ghost. And you got that
nice little
That was the
link.
Exactly, the tripwire.
So now we're going to stage 1, 2, which is
Yes. So watch as I get close here. My attack turns into a melee.
Oh, excellent.
And that's actually super important. If you look on next to my health bar, I have a little red bar. As I do more melee, I fill up that red bar. As I fill up that red bar, I have a special attack, which in other games you might call a bomb. In this game, it's a gigantic sword. And I'm going to save that for the right moment. I need to actually use these idols here. So I'm going to put the Anger one in here. Anger will pulse out damage in an area of effect. I'm going to put the Master one down here. And again, I'm actually just going to be quiet for a little bit so you can hear how everything ties to the music. Watch the bars on the idols. As they fill up, it corresponds to a stream of audio.
Nice. We have a bass or some kind of piano.
So this is like a sub-boss of the level.
Okay, so mini boss.
I
By the way, I'm very impressed at your ability to play this and explain it.
I was just going to
at the same time.
say,
It's very good.
we'll see how far I get. I'm going to use that sword.
There it is.
That is my special attack. Very effective against...
Are you able to control that? It seemed like you were...
Yeah, you can swing it around at
excellent.
360 degrees.
So how many idols show up at once on screen? Is mostly two for the duration of the game?
Two is the max. Sometimes you'll only have one. And at frustrating times, especially with boss battles, sometimes you'll have none.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I actually need to heal up now. So I'm going to take that 20% hit. Pro players...
Maybe not so much. However, it's
They
only
don't
for the
need-
duration
It's only as
that
yeah.
it's on screen. So as
Yep.
soon as you take Mercy out of there, you're no longer have that.
Yeah.
score
There's no
hit.
shame. No shame in healing.
I'm sure I would use it through the entire game.
My coworkers would give me shame for healing, but so yeah, I should mention again, this is on normal difficulty. So as we ramp up the difficulty, there's going to be a lot more projectiles on screen, a lot more enemies. Their damage doesn't change. They take the same damage, which is nice, so you can kind of work on your strategies. But there'll be a lot more of them. These bullet patterns will get more intense. Oh, I've got another idol here. I'm actually going to put the anger one in there so I can pulse out some damage. These bug dudes are good because you can charge up your melee. Oh god. So now I've got another one of these sub-bosses.
With all the other enemies spawning
With all the
in.
other.
Great.
So I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna put my master ghost here. Try to get in between me and. Everyone on the dev team has nicknames for these
Creatures.
creatures. Oh, I got him. Yeah.
Ninja angels. That's what I would call that one in the Emperor. We have like a harpoon man.
Okay, so I guarantee you right now that I'm going to die. I'm really bad at this boss battle. This
So when
boss
you
is
beat it-
intense. So when I beat it,
Thanks for lowering our expectations before you totally annihilate this
I'm
boss.
the king of lowered expectations. So yeah, I am. All right. Yes.
So you were nailing that, but your rage is not filling up. Is that because of the boss, or was it filling up? And my eyes deceived me.
It was not because it was a boss. These
Okay.
little guys will do it. Though.
Yeah.
See, now my
Right.
sword is glowing, so I can use it.
So you're
I'm
good to
gonna
go.
save that as I heal up.
Oh, look at you with the two mercy ghosts.
Yeah,
Much dishonor.
I
What is that?
That
minus? Oh, okay. You're still only minus 20. I thought
that is
maybe
the nice
you'd be
thing.
at minus 40.
It doesn't stack, so if
Okay.
you're gonna use it. Yeah, I have no shame. No shame at all.
No shame was had during the demo.
All right, so I'm filled up. So now I'm gonna attack this eye here. Try to.
So you were attacking the mandibles / face for a while, but that didn't seem to work
Yeah.
out for you. So you're going for the
Well,
red lower eye.
I took the first
Oh, okay.
chunk of
I see it. It's
mandibles
bleeding.
out.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's bleeding bugs, which is disgusting. So this is the thing. Every dream is a different person's nightmare. So this particular nightmare is bug, insect, crustacean focused. Okay, so this is where it gets intense.
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna use my sword.
And so does
It'll
the music.
Help me, but I'm not gonna beat him with it. Oh god! Oh god!
I really like the way the sword swings because you're controlling it, so it's just kind of this up and down.
All right, people can enjoy the music because I can't talk right now.
I'm enjoying the light show in combination with the music.
Oh god!
You have a long way to go, my friend, to kill that boss.
I do. I don't even think I hit it with my sword.
Oh, it's gonna be all over for us in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. At least with this
Yep.
first level.
And there I died. So every time you die, it docks you. It docks you a percentage of your score. So again, so the focus of the game
nice.
is yeah.
So you don't have to go back to the very start.
I don't. I can start on stage 1-3, but it also doesn't start me right where the boss is.
But you're never gonna beat your friends with that strategy.
Never.
Okay.
You have to like practice and get real good. The leaderboards already are kind of intense just in this review period. Where
I can see why you have nicknames for the guys with the holes in their stomach or ulcer men.
yeah, our
Harpoon
lead
people.
artist loves the concept of people having holes, sometimes mouths in their stomachs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I will take another crack at this because this is sort of the fun of the game is like dying and trying again.
You know, my group of friends, with Harmonix games, alcohol is usually involved. However,
Yeah.
I feel as though in this one it would be a terrible idea to partake in any kind of spirits before you play it.
Yes, that would be a bad move. I would not recommend it. But that in itself could be one of the curses. Like, play this level.
Have a shot.
Play this level with Jameson in your system.
Oh, wow.
So really interesting, like the coder who made this, he's never made a bullet hell type game before. All of the bullet patterns you see, and there's a pretty wide range of them in the game, all the patterns are driven by MIDI.
Wow.
Driven by the MIDI of the sound.
Which, for people who are not familiar with sound editing.
Yeah, that's what comprises all the different notes in the soundtrack that you're hearing. So basically, those patterns are driven by the sound of the music, which is pretty bonkers.
That is pretty
And
nuts.
to the point where he said, well, if it was easy for me to do musically, I wouldn't know how to do it with a regular bullet hell game. Just kind of crazy.
So I feel like when I get a crack at this, my strategy is going to be to put anger in both of those and then just dodge everything. I feel like that might work, because I think, I don't know, maybe trying to aim as well as dodge gets a little hectic.
Yep, anger's pretty helpful. Man, here we go. This little loop I'm doing is working out for me. See, I hope the viewers appreciate. I'm not coming in here with a polished up demo. This is real gameplay. This is me fighting against the system in real time.
There it is. The eye is down, ladies and gentlemen. And now comes
Get my sword.
the definition of bullet hell.
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay. So at this point, the idols are gone. So my
Yeah.
strategy would not work.
Yeah, you're on your own. I'm almost dead.
That is tough. That is really tough to aim and do that at the same time.
I came close. His life was very low.
Should I give it a shot?
You should give it a shot. Do you want
Okay.
to start from here? Do you want to start from the beginning?
Do you think I can handle it from here?
Quick. So yeah.
Super
twin
quick demo.
sticks. Right trigger slows down time. That's how you deploy. So left bumper will cycle through your ghosts. There you go. You let go and it automatically.
Oh,
deploys.
no mercy. Thank you very much.
And the other important thing is the right bumper is dash, so that helps you move around quickly.
Okay, that is helpful. These bullets move quite quickly,
They do.
except for this guy. This guy's real slow.
So in addition to the curses, you're actually, as you play, you unlock relics. Relics, unlike curses, will help you in combat. So some of the relics might slow down projectiles. They might make you faster. All of which are helpful especially with a boss battle like that, where you're trying to maneuver around.
Wow,
Yeah.
that did not take long at all.
It does not. So as you can see, sort of as we're playing through and dying rapidly.
Let's get mercy here.
This game's really focused on replayability. That's sort of the main driver here, is like dying, figuring out what you did wrong, correcting it. Almost like the Dark Souls model. I'm a big Dark Souls fan.
Me too.
And just that feeling of accomplishment when you have died over and over again and you finally figured out the strategy for beating a boss.
You know, I have to say, when you're actually playing this, I mean, the music obviously corresponds to the enemy spawns as well as all the projectiles, and it's all tied in, but it's extremely apparent when you're playing it, just because I think maybe you have a better sense of when things are spawning and why, you know, if you need to be aware of them or not.
Yep.
Speaking of being aware, I have a second thing right here that could be making me not die more.
Yeah. So a big part of these shoot 'em up games is memorizing the levels, like memorizing the spawn points and all that. And this game is no different, but what is different is the musical aspect. It sort of makes that memorization a little more natural, because like you're hearing the song, so at this point in the song, when this change-up happens in the song, or this different instrument comes in, you can correlate that to a new enemy, or the
Right.
pattern of attack of the enemy.
Oh, the dodges. So, do I need to kill this mini boss for the enemies to stop spawning? Is that what's going on? Oh no!
Oh, you
Here we go.
survived him.
I have a decent amount of health. Okay.
Here you go.
Give up the ghost.
Never, I will never
Yeah,
I
sort
never
of
give
a
up the ghost.
3-phase boss.
So I got the mandibles.
The
and get them down
mandibles
first.
first.
But really, I'm just focused on not getting hit by
Yep.
any of this
Do
crap.
not blame you. So again, we mentioned before. you
Oh,
only take,
my god! No!
You
All
only
right,
take
I'm giving it one
damage-
more shot. and
Yep.
then we can, or would you like to show us another level? That's
Yeah, let's do that.
maybe more chaotic.
Or do you want to?
Yes, let's do it.
to,
Even though it'll probably only be
drive?
like a 30-second demo because
So this level 2, actually, in my opinion, is a little less intense.
okay.
So as you can tell, it's a different song. So every
Different
level,
dream, different
like I mentioned,
enemies?
is a different dream. So this is more focused on plants, organic life.
All those plant
flowers.
dreams.
So these like spores coming after you.
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me now. That was like a Deckard Cain version of the Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me, heroes.
Yeah, the team was very inspired by Little Shop of Horrors. So you're gonna want to deploy your
Yes, let's
ghosts
do that.
now.
I lost Master. So-
I
what's
think
up
it
with
was.
that?
Oh, what? Well, I think we found a bug.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
IGN first.
Yeah. So like here, no shame. You needed to heal up, and you're doing it.
Yes, and to be fair, I was in no circumstance going to use Master. I'm only going to be using Mercy. 2 Mercies, double Mercy build.
Master is actually a little advanced to begin with. It's sort of
Yeah,
like
it
once you
seems like
figure
it.
out the basics, then you can start working around.
I feel
with
like this
Master.
dash is really key.
The dash is key.
Is there a cooldown to the dash, or is it just kind
Yeah,
of...
there's like a I don't know if
Pretty
it's a
short.
full measure.
Okay.
It's a couple beats. Get those healing. You're so close to dying. Okay.
No,
good,
I'm fine.
good.
I'm fine.
Healing up
I know what I'm doing. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, these mermaids from hell shooting things at me. I suppose they're plant ladies.
I also should mention, so the soundtrack is. Oh yeah, these guys are tough.
Oh my goodness. Here, I found a bubble.
Yep.
This is good. I probably need to shoot them though.
The soundtrack is
Oh,
available.
One more.
Keep going. Soundtrack's available if you get the deluxe edition on Steam. As again, this is coming out the 16th. That is this week as we tape, this Thursday. If you get the deluxe edition, you get the soundtrack, and it's really, as you've heard now, 2 songs, and maybe if you're listening in the shell, the main menu earlier, another song. There's a really good variety. It's really great stuff. The artist again is MQ. He sort of he works with us. He's
Very
not- he's
meta
not a-
name,
he's not an-
MQ.
He's not an outside artist. He works with us, but he has a lot of his own music that he puts out, and he sort of does this experimental hip hop, electronic sort of
Experimental,
mix.
like this feels like deep house a bit.
Yeah, a little
I'm
bit.
I'm definitely no electronica guru, if you will, but
I'm sure someone watching will comment. and
oh, they
say,
will.
you know,
Oh, they
that
will.
is more like the acid trip hop of 1998.
I saw a graph of all the various electronic dance music genres and their popularity by year,
Yeah.
and dubstep took a huge fall in like 2011. And I was a big dubstep fan. I don't know. I still kind of am. I don't really care. But anyway,
Still up there though.
the top comment on Reddit was, "Is this the drop dubstep fans are talking about?" Good stuff.
One of our bosses in this game definitely functions with a drop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great. The Skrill boss. Oh wow. Okay, I can see that there's kind of a pattern
Yep.
of.
You can do it.
You just gotta like blur your eyes a bit, and then you see the bigger picture. Don't do that; it doesn't work. A lot of the times, I'm not even sure if I'm hitting the enemy because I'm just too focused.
Yeah, you're
on
too
not getting
focused
hit
on
by
your
stuff.
own. Game is all about survival.
Wow, and then I just looked over at the enemy,
Yep,
and he
yep.
still has like the vast majority of his health. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna
There
do
you
this.
go, though. Look. So now the
Oh, and now
soundtrack's
my idols
thinning
are
out
gone.
a little bit. Just survive a little bit longer, and you can make it.
Ah,
Promise.
Who the hell was that? I don't like them.
No.
Moving forward, really.
almost there, you're almost
hurts you.
there.
Okay.
Okay. Get
Oh.
out. All right.
All right.
So yeah,
I feel like
here is a
dashes are gonna be
sub-boss
key
of this
here.
level.
I
Pardon
just don't
my
want to
cough.
kill it. It's very beautiful.
Right?
Oh, but it's killing me, so.
So you'll notice as you do damage, it drops leads.
Would you like to give us
Sure.
one shot on this?
Sorry with all the coughing. All right, let's see how I can do.
Mercy.
I do wish I had that master boost.
Well, you can't have it. Off to a good start.
Yeah, we're doing great.
So in the slow idle, the anger ghost is a pulse, kind of like an AoE pulse kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting. There's the best out. That's very cool. I could definitely see playing this game.
Oh God. I turned to cough. This is all my fault.
Don't play this with a cold, ladies and gentlemen, or drunk.
All right, here we go. I got this.
But yeah, playing this game on the same level and really getting into, the idle spawns in addition to the enemy spawns and patterns, I could see being a very fun progression.
Yeah, for sure. And there, like I mentioned, there's an easy mode too for people who are more interested in, experiencing the music, experiencing the gameplay.
Is that let your friend play? Is that the easy?
Yeah. Yeah, like not everyone is a hardcore shmup player, myself included, as you can tell by my terrible skills. But there's something interesting about this type of game where when you get in the zone, we talk about this at Harmonix a lot with a lot of our games, a lot of music games, the flow state, which is games like Amplitude and even Rock Band. When you really get into the zone, you're sort of flowing with the music and you're flowing with the gameplay to the point where you're not even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a
and this type of game, apart from the music aspect, has that when they're good. And there's nothing else quite like that. Excuse me, that flow state. So adding the music on top really sells it.
So you said there were only 2 tracks? There must be more than 2. This feels very different than the first track.
I need to drink my water. I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead. I will drive.
Each level has a different track.
Okay, so each level, so that is quite a few tracks. That's like 16, 24, something like that. Around.
So we have 3 dreams in the game, and then 3 sub-stages within each dream. So there's 3 main levels, 3 worlds. And then you have the track and the shell and all that.
I do like the tone of this one is very serene.
Yeah, exactly. And then the 3rd level is a whole different ball of wax, too. Very high energy, a lot of synths, and the synths have a lot of lasers, that sort of thing.
All right, so I'm thinking we'll get to that mini-boss, give it a crack, and win or lose, we'll let our viewers out on that note. And they can pick this up on the 16th. What is the price point?
The price point is $14.99.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a lot of different new stuff for Harmonix. It's not a $60 full retail title. It's a game on Steam. It's our first game on Steam, actually. So $14.99, and for launch week we're doing 10% discount.
Oh my God!
And we have a deluxe edition, which I mentioned, which includes the soundtrack. It includes some wallpapers based on the matte painting backgrounds, and that's $17.99. But that is not counting the 10% off, so it's less than that if you want to do the math. Or if you're watching this at a later date when the discount is gone.
Which I'm sure a lot of us will be.
So
whenever I watch videos of like developer previews and stuff, and they're like, you can buy it, and here's all the sweet pre-order stuff, and I'm always watching it after the game's released. I'm like, no.
Yep. Soundtrack will be available after pre-order and after launch. So you can see, just having played a couple times, you've already improved. Like
maybe it could be luck. Let's not.
I might have jinxed you. I'm sorry.
Let's not put it past. Oh, I took a.
Yeah, those big ones are bad.
Yeah. Who's that mysterious person who's just like... So if I dash...
that person turns into this big...
Oh, okay.
Oh, no!
Well, I got to the mini-boss. I said win or lose at the mini-boss, and it came true. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is James Duggan with IGN, and I'm here with Eric Pope. We're going to die yet another time. He is from Harmonix, and this is a City Sleeps.
City Sleeps. It's on Steam. If you don't want to look it up...
On Thursday the 16th.
Thursday the 16th. If you don't want to look it up on Steam, you just go to citysleeps.com. It'll automatically redirect you to the Steam page.
Fantastic.
We're also on Humble. If you prefer Humble, give some money to charity. That's cool, too. It's the same price there. And you get a Steam key for it, so it's really...
That is nice.
Yeah.
I am absolutely going to do that. For all things The City Sleeps and all things Harmonix, you're already at the right place. IGN.